Just after the 10th century, fearless Norse explorers crossed the North Atlantic. They left carvings on stone, traces of settlements, clues history almost forgot. Could these Vikings have ventured as far as what is now the United States? Today we follow the breadcrumbs they left behind. From Norway to Iceland, Greenland, and beyond, their routes span thousands of miles across icy waters. These voyages required courage, skill, and unrelenting determination. Along their journey, the Vikings carved messages into stone, runes that would endure for centuries. These marks are more than writing. They are breadcrumbs to a forgotten past. Archaeologists carefully study each stone, brushing away centuries of dirt to reveal names, symbols, and clues. Every groove tells a story, a whisper from the past. Reconstructed huts and settlements show how the Vikings lived. Sturdy wooden structures, open hearths, and communal spaces that hint at daily life long before Columbus. From Newfoundland, some scholars suggest Vikings may have sailed further south, following rivers and coastlines, leaving clues in places that would one day become the United States. Each artifact is a testament to their journey. Engraved stones, tools, and evidence that challenges our understanding of history. Centuries before modern archaeologists began searching for Viking settlements, the first clues appeared in ancient Norse stories. These tales, written in medieval Iceland, described voyages across the ocean to a mysterious land called Vinland. These stories became known as the Vinland sagas. Passed down through generations, they describe Norse sailors traveling west across the Atlantic to a land rich with forests, rivers, and wild grapes. The sagas painted a vivid picture of a mysterious land, sparking curiosity and wonder for centuries. According to the sagas, the Vikings encountered a land unlike any they had seen before. Vast forests stretched as far as the eye could see, rivers teeming with fish, and fertile soil, promising a new beginning. These descriptions hinted at a region that would later be called Vinland. The sagas describe their daily life, building shelters, hunting game, fishing, and gathering wild fruits. Every discovery of resources was a lifeline, painting a picture of survival and adaptation in an unknown land. Though these sagas were stories, modern archaeologists have found traces of Norse settlements that match their descriptions. Artifacts, ruins, and tools suggest that these explorers did leave a mark, evidence hidden in the soil for centuries. Archaeologists have uncovered traces of Viking settlements along the shores of what may have been Vinland. Stone foundations, post holes, and remnants of wooden structures reveal how these explorers lived far from home. The Vikings brought their craftsmanship with them. Iron tools, nails, and fragments of blacksmithing work testify to a culture capable of building, farming, and surviving in a new world. Beaches, river mouths, and sheltered coves offered safe landing points for longships. These natural harbors were essential for exploration, trade, and survival. Winter brought freezing temperatures, ice, and snow. The Vikings adapted with sturdy clothing, insulated shelters, and careful planning to endure harsh Atlantic conditions. To cross vast, cloudy seas, Vikings may have used sunstones, crystals that revealed the sun's location even on overcast days. This clever tool allowed them to navigate the North Atlantic with surprising accuracy. Once ashore, Vikings explored rivers and forests, leaving traces of camps, tools, and small cleared plots where they may have grown crops or hunted local game. Jewelry, utensils, and fragments of everyday Viking life have been found, offering a tangible connection to these daring explorers and their journey across the Atlantic. Descriptions from the sagas match the lush rivers, dense forests, and fertile lands where Vikings may have found grapes, fish, and fresh water vital for survival. Historians debate the exact locations of Vinland. While some evidence points to Newfoundland, others suggest areas further south, leaving room for speculation and continued exploration. Despite centuries of research, much of Vinland's story remains a mystery. Each discovery raises new questions, inviting us to keep following the breadcrumbs left by these daring explorers. The most tangible Viking evidence in North America comes from L'Anse aux Meadows in Newfoundland, where the remains of dwellings, workshops, and artifacts offer a window into life a millennium ago. Reconstructed longhouses show how Vikings adapted to their new environment. Wooden beams, sod roofs, and fire pits for warmth and cooking. From iron nails to simple farming implements, these tools show how the Vikings built, farmed, and thrived in a foreign land. Vikings observed and used the natural resources around them: forests for timber, rivers for fishing, and fertile soil for crops. Small garden plots and remnants of cultivated land suggest that Vikings attempted farming, experimenting with familiar crops in unfamiliar soils. Jewelry, tools, and carved objects are scattered across sites in Newfoundland and other regions, each a tangible connection to these explorers. The landscape described in the sagas, rivers, forests, and fertile shores can still be traced today, echoing the journeys of these early explorers. Beyond artifacts, the Vikings left cultural traces, stories, legends, and place names that hint at their brief but impactful presence in North America. Despite leaving behind signs of settlement, the Vikings eventually disappeared from these lands. The reasons, conflict, climate, or lack of resources remain a subject of study and debate. Each stone, tool, and artifact invites us to uncover more of the Viking story, a tale of courage, exploration, and the enduring human spirit. Even today, archaeologists search for new evidence of Viking settlements. Each dig uncovers clues that bring us closer to understanding their presence in the New World. From runestones to iron nails, some artifacts spark debate. Were they left by Vikings, or are they later imitations or misinterpretations? Some scholars point to exotic plants, like butternuts, found in regions outside known Viking settlements, suggesting they may have traveled further south than previously believed. Runestones found far from known settlements continue to fuel speculation. Are these authentic Viking inscriptions or clever hoaxes? Some explorers theorize Vikings sailed along rivers and coastlines further south, leaving traces that might still be discovered. Harsh winters, unpredictable storms, and isolation may have prevented the Vikings from establishing permanent colonies beyond Newfoundland. The Vinland sagas blend myth and history. Distinguishing fact from legend remains a challenge for scholars and enthusiasts alike. Even today, Viking influence lingers in place names, folklore, and local legends, hinting at their brief but enduring presence. Despite decades of research, questions remain. How far did they travel? Why did they leave? Which stories are true? The mystery of Vinland endures. Each discovery, each story, invites us to continue following the traces of these intrepid explorers. Today, modern archaeologists are piecing together the Viking story. Using careful excavation, they uncovered traces of long-lost settlements and artifacts, bringing history to life. Advanced technologies like LiDAR allow scientists to see beneath forests and soil, revealing structures and settlements that had been hidden for centuries. Ground-penetrating radar uncovers artifacts buried beneath the earth, mapping out longhouses, hearths, and storage pits without disturbing the soil. Recovered tools and weapons reveal the daily lives of Vikings, from farming implements to finely crafted swords. Each item tells a story of survival and skill. Archaeologists and historians work together to reconstruct Viking longships, understanding how these vessels braved the North Atlantic. Modern expeditions test Viking navigation skills, retracing routes across the Atlantic using only traditional tools like sunstones and star charts. Preserving artifacts ensures that future generations can study and appreciate Viking culture. Delicate wood, metal, and textiles are carefully treated. Digital modeling recreates Viking settlements and ships in stunning detail, letting us explore history virtually as never before. Museums worldwide display Viking discoveries, allowing the public to engage with history directly, from artifacts to interactive exhibits. Modern archaeology bridges centuries, connecting us to the daring explorers of the past and revealing how their journeys shaped history. For centuries, the stories of Viking voyages to the west were dismissed as legend. But modern discoveries would prove that these ancient explorers truly crossed the Atlantic long before the age of Columbus. The discovery of the Norse settlement at Lanso Meadows in Newfoundland confirmed what the sagas had long suggested. Vikings had reached North America nearly 1,000 years ago. At the center of these voyages was the Norse explorer Leif Erikson, whose journey west from Greenland led to the discovery of the land the Vikings called Vinland. The sagas also describe encounters between the Norse explorers and the indigenous peoples of North America, whom the Vikings called the Skrælings. Despite their achievements, Viking settlements in North America were short-lived. Distance from home, harsh winters, and conflict may have made permanent settlement impossible. Even today, historians debate the full extent of Viking exploration. Did they travel further south along the coasts and rivers of North America? For centuries, the Viking discovery of North America remained largely forgotten, overshadowed by later explorers and the age of European colonization. Today we know that the Vikings reached the shores of North America nearly 5 centuries before the voyages of Christopher Columbus. Their journey stands as one of the greatest achievements of early exploration, a testament to courage, navigation skill, and the human desire to venture beyond the known world. The story of Vinland reminds us that history is still being uncovered. With every discovery, we come closer to understanding the remarkable journeys of the Vikings.